How's it going, guys? Hope you all are doing great. This is E-Vlog coming to you with another video on 10 anime villains who are not afraid to die. To be a villain is to commit great crimes, evil, or a wicked person, someone regarded as the cause of a problem, difficulty, injustice, and so on. There are anime villains too powerful to worry about death or can resurrect themselves. Even those lacking in powers have welcomed death. Although they do their best to portray themselves in such a way, most villains aren't fearless. They actively work to avoid death. Unable to overcome their natural instincts to survive, some villains prefer to work from the shadows, ordering their subordinates to fight on the front lines. Others has given up on their goals, unwilling to risk their life for the cause. But some manage to transcend the overwhelming anxiety that death often brings. There are villains who are too powerful to worry about dying, and there are others who have discovered ways to resurrect themselves. Even those lacking in supernatural abilities found ways to welcome the thoughts of dying. As a human, Sekno was one of the strongest sorcerers in history, with a sadistic personality. Little else is known about his past in Jujutsu Kaisen, but it's safe to assume he was pretty much fearless. As a cursed spirit, Sekno maintains his remarkable strength and insatiable bloodlust, while displaying an absence of fear in the process. The King of Curses is too powerful to feel threatened by death. Instead, Sekno appears to desire chaos above all else, switching places with Itadori at the most opportunistic times, leaving destruction in his wake. During his battles against the likes of Jugo and Mahito, Sekno has felt nothing but excitement. Uvogin left a remarkable impression on the fans despite his limited screen time in Hunter x Hunter. He was the first member of the troop seen in action, decimating the Shadow Beast with brute force combined with Nin mystery. He was used accurately to showcase or portray the strength of the legendary Phantom Troop, and cast doubt in the viewer's mind whether Kurapika has what it takes to get his revenge on the spiders. However, Kurapika used his Nin to specifically take down the Phantom troops, and Uvogin proved to be no match for the scarlet-eyed hunter. With Kurapika's judgment chain wrapped around his heart, Uvogin chose to die with a smile on his face instead of giving up information on the other troop members. Urakura is Espada number 4 in Aizen's army of Arranca, and is one of the series' central antagonists, as well as one of Ichigo's main Arranca rivals. He is also one of the commandants of Shadow Blood and the second leader of the Espada. Urakura is very cold, callous, dispassionate figure, and indifferent, willing to harm his comrades in addition to his enemies should they get in his way. He refers to anyone he does not find interesting as trash, and treated them as expendables. His cold demeanor allows him to stay calmly, completely in control in most situations. He is not easily surprised or caught off guard. After Ichigo's hollow form overwhelms and strikes him down during his last battle, Urakura maintains his composure and calmly braces himself for being defeated by a human turned hollow. Believing he no longer has a purpose in life, Urakura demands Ichigo to kill him and compliments Ichigo when he decides to use point-blank zero to kill him, claiming the lack of mercy is rather hollow-like. Asgalad is a complex and fascinating character in Vinland Saga. Asgalad was equal parts hero and villain. He unfairly killed Thors, but he also prevented the tyranny king of Denmark from colonizing Wales. For most of his life, Asgalad wandered the world, pilgriming villages, waiting for the return of the legendary Atrocious, a Britannian military leader credited with defeating the Saxons. But along the way, Asgalad discovered another noble leader worthy of pledging his life to, Prince Canute. Asgalad's final action involved beheading the king of Denmark and dying peacefully. Comforted by the knowledge that Canute would take up the crown and work towards a more peaceful world. Madara possessed an insatiable appetite for knowledge, and along the way he discovered how to overcome death. As an Uchiha in Naruto, Madara had access to the fabled Mangekyo Sharingan and its terrifying abilities, including Izanagi. Izanagi is a powerful genjutsu that grants the user the power to rewrite reality. Aware that he would likely lose to Hashirama during their fight, Madara programmed his Izanagi to activate upon his death, resulting in his resurrection. With death no longer a guaranteed end, Madara lived without fear, aware that anyone with the Mangekyo Sharingan could bring him back to life. King Bradley was the leader of the Amesterius and the homunculi known as Rat. Unlike the other homunculi, Bradley was originally a human whose body was fused with a Philosopher's Stone made from wrathful souls. He therefore developed a wrathful essence, masked by an outwardly friendly and cheery demeanors. Bradley possessed incredible strength, speed, and cunning that was far superior to that of any human. He trained in all forms of combat, and there were few who could rival the king. Bradley didn't fear death, as nothing posed a threat to him. In his final moments in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Bradley thought about his wife and child, demonstrating another side to his vivacious personality, a side capable of love. Boris was a planet-conquering alien tortured by his own overwhelming strength in One Punch Man. Boris proved too powerful for every enemy, and he traversed the universe in search for someone capable of satisfying his thrill for battle. His travels led him to Saitama, and the pair engaged in a jaw-dropping fight that established their remarkable strength. Of course, Saitama proved victorious, and Boris was more than satisfied to die at the hands of a legendary warrior who pushed him to his absolute limits. But in his final moments, Boris revealed he knew Saitama wasn't even trying, and couldn't help but laugh at his own inferiority. For the first time in his existence, the alien experienced weakness. Stain specialized in the killing of pro-heroes, murdering 17 unknown heroes by the time he was introduced to the fans in My Hero Academia. In truth, Stain was more than just a bloodthirsty psychopath, and he often flitted between villain and anti-hero. Stain was driven by his own personal ideology, believing those who became heroes for fame and money were unworthy of such a label. It was an understandable line of thinking, making him an enduring character to many fans despite his merciless methods. His will to cleanse the world of false heroes was so unshakable that Stain was willing to die for his cause. Cersei was a skilled shinobi with a talent for manipulating puppets. Within his area of expertise, the Akatsuki member pushed the limits of what was deemed possible in Naruto. In the process, transformed his own body into that of a puppet. This made him a formidable opponent as he wielded hundreds of powerful puppets alongside his own near invulnerability. He no longer appeared to be human, displaying a ruthless and emotionless nature associated with his hollow figures he lived for. It was therefore surprising that in his final moments, choosing to die by Sakura's hands, Sasori thought back to his childhood and the time spent with his parents, dying with a smile on his face. Kaguya was a member of the Otsutsuki clan, including her children Hagoromo and Hamura. Long before the founding of the hidden villages, during an era of endless war, Kaguya consumed the fruit of the god tree and became the first wielder of chakra on earth, before later merging with the tree to become the Ten Tails. As noted by her son Hagoromo, Kaguya was once truly a good and caring person. This was expanded on in the anime, where despite displaying an apathetic personality, she longed for peace and eventually fell in love with Tenji. Despite her gloomy dark personality, Kaguya can nonetheless be stunned by unexpected events, as one of Naruto's perverted ninjutsu caught her off guard, thereby allowing him to land a hit on her. She cannot be killed by humans as she is an alien being. In both instances, her physical body has been sealed by initially by her two sons, and finally by Naruto and Sasuke with the help of Chibaku Tensei. Her chakra was divided and then made into the tailed beasts. Now there you have it, guys. That is my list. Do you agree with this list? Feel free to let me know your thoughts. On that note, stay safe, keep on keeping